what's happening, everybody? It is Thursday night. Time for another episode of Thrifty Business. I'm your one host, Jason. How are you?
And I'm Angela. How's everybody doing?
Hi, Angela.
Hello.
What's shaking?
Oh, lots of things. Me, mostly because it's cold. Now I have a frog in my throat. I was talking 2 minutes ago. I was fine. All right, I'm good.
That's it. Frog's gone just like that?
I swallowed it.
Frog's here, frog's gone. All right.
Yeah, melted butter. There we go.
All right, let's not waste any time. Time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week, I drink a different rum out of a different mug, and I try and match it up to our guest. And our guest tonight is JoAnne Jones. Hello, JoAnne. What's happening?
Hi.
Hi, JoAnne.
All right, so
it's so nice to meet you.
Hello.
so nice to meet you. You're so funny. That's called acting, kids. All right, so JoAnne's easy because she lives in Indiana, and there is one great tiki bar in Indiana, or so I've been told, because I've not been there yet. So I'm drinking out of the Inferno Room. So keep your eyes peeled for Inferno Room mugs. And I'm drinking Aruba, Jamaica. She lives in Kokomo.
I love it.
So there is no Kokomo rum, and there is Aruba rum, but we don't own it. So I just went with a Jamaica rum because you live in Kokomo, Indiana. I'll make it one word. Panda.
I love it.
Thanks for coming on tonight. JoAnne's going to be chatting with us about Mercari, and it's great. Of all the shows I've done, the pre-convo on the post was the most for you.
Really?
Like some shows we set up and people show up and that's fine. But man, everyone wanted to chat about Mercari on your post.
Well, I was telling Angela a little while ago, I hope I learned something new.
All right. So thanks for joining us. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the segments, and we'll see you in a little bit.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Oh, hang on. What are you drinking?
Oh, I am drinking Grand Marnier. I'm not a big drinker, but I'll sip on this. My husband buys me one bottle a year, lasts me all year. But I'm drinking it out of a Waterford crystal sherry glass that's related to the thrifting board. Last year at this time when you had thrifting board helps, the government workers.
Yes.
I bought this off of Dave Dexter's eBay site. So that's how it's related to the thrifting board. So I love it. My first Waterford.
Oh my God, what are you drinking, Angela?
I have wine.
In an actual nice wine glass? What's happening?
Yeah. Did you hear that? This is gourmet crystal.
There's no box of wine in a red Solo tonight? What's happening?
Well, that one, it was one of those cheapo China things that it started to look like it was going to poison me, so I'm not drinking out of it anymore. And we had a partial set of these, and we actually sold the rest of it. And I forgot this one was back being washed, and it didn't get sold. So now I have a fancy wine glass for my gas station wine.
Love it. All right, and I love Grand Marnier, so that's a good thing. Usually it's in a cocktail, not by itself, but I am a huge Grand Marnier fan. So
yeah, cheers.
All right, cool. Enjoy, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Okay,
bye, JoAnne.
All right, let's get right to it, shall we? Time for our scores of the week. These are things that you should be on the lookout for, or as we call them for short, BOLOs.
All right. This is it's a basket. I'm helping for those who can't see, apparently. This is a wicker basket, but it's got the wire all the way through it. Nice and sturdy. I picked this up for I actually bought from an auction lot. I think I got 10 baskets for $2 at the end of the auction. And I've been selling them off between $15 and $20 a piece. This one sold amazingly, and it's at my asking price on Poshmark. Nobody sent an offer. She just bought it. Simple shit.
I mean, that's something I would never have looked at, and you got $19 for it.
Yep.
I love it.
It's part of the new thing.
Oh, look at these fancy shoes.
Aren't those cool?
Do
you remember when Russ found the August Holland print?
Yes.
The Pearls of Wisdom? These were in that house. Paints a bigger picture now, doesn't it? These are 1970s vintage leather shoes. They're called Millikens. Miller makes them. And these actually sold to one of my Instagram followers. She found them through my eBay link because I have my eBay store linked to my Instagram.
Oh,
She
so
saw them
funny.
there. She bought them. And it turns out that she lives near Kokomo.
Shut
Where
up.
JoAnne's. Yeah. So she's going to come and visit.
Aruba, Jamaica.
Jamaica. Ooh,
I am drinking Appleton if I didn't say that out loud, by the way.
Oh, okay. Appleton.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Apples, grapes, wine. It all ties together.
No, not apples. Appleton.
Woo! First class, by the way. First one. Okay, this is this fantastic. Russ found this one. I take no credit for it. It's a gorgeous herringbone tweed men's vintage coat. It was very heavy. I listed it across all the platforms and it sold within 3 days on Mercari. I haven't done a great deal on Mercari, but that was my best one to date. So I wanted to share it. Okay, this one.
I have the
power. Yes. Now, I just flushed my t-shirt. I was trying to look fancy.
Woo!
This is a vintage 1982 He-Man. There is one better than this. If you flip it over on the backside, you can see that there are 12 characters. On the earlier one from, I believe it was 81, there will only be 8 characters. That one is worth even more money. But it's just the little subtleties. But these were part of that estate, that Full House estate that we handled recently. And this was, again, and I talked about it in the thrifting board, it was finding the right market to help this family. These items, they had four action figures, one He-Man, the other 3 were the She-Ra and her friends. They didn't go for nearly as much, but this is where we made the money for the family instead of doing it locally.
Have you watched the documentary on Netflix, the documentary series, The Toys That Made Us?
I have.
Did you watch the He-Man one?
I don't know that I've seen a lot of it.
If you have Netflix, go watch it. It'll blow your mind because He-Man, this is the short version, was all made up. And then when the buyers, the toy stores, said, well, what about this? Someone would just go, yeah, we're doing this. And the rest of the team would be like, we're not doing that. So they winged it to $500 million a year.
Wow.
Impressive.
See, that's how I run my life. And one of these days it's going to pay off like that.
All right.
$1 billion.
I sold this shirt twice this week because I retail arbitraged it. But I sold it for a little bit more on eBay, but I wanted to show that we all, and as Angela just showed, we use a variety of platforms to sell on. So this one sold for $59 on Bonanza.
Can you scroll that up? We didn't get to see it.
I'm getting there.
I'm anxious.
Okay. I had to show the Bonanza part first.
Oh, okay. Now I got you.
So this is what's called a Spirit jersey from Disneyland. So it's Pirates of the Caribbean on the front and then the big Disneyland across the back. Okay. Looks really comfortable. And my assistant gave the mannequin going, peace. What's up? All right. Nice. Not a giant sale, but when you have a nickel invested and it's super duper easy to ship one little stamp, there you go. I bought a bunch of stamps. We pulled out the really good ones by themselves, really good being 10 on up. And they were nickel a piece. And so I sold, this one for 12, another one for 20. So that adds up. And this is a Christmas one. It's mice eating the ornaments. And here we are almost in February. But they're making the crafts now for next year. So have you listed all of those stamps yet? You had a ton. We were working on the big collection and she needed to take more pictures and I just moved them off to the side for now. I had other things, more important things for Christmas to get done. That's true. It's a rainy day job for sure. Yeah. Jennifer says, how do you link your eBay store to your Instagram account? It's with a link tree, right? Well, you're allowed one live link in your bio. So you just go to your account settings, click on your profile, and it'll let you can add one live link. If you want to add more than one, say you go to link tree. If you just Google it, because it's the dot is in a weird place. It's like link.tre. And that is a free platform. You can always pay for an upgraded version if you like. I don't use that. I use the free version, and I can put my Poshmark, eBay, Etsy. I put a link to our Facebook page for our store. I put them, if I'm highlighting a specific really badass jacket or something, I will put that eBay link directly at the top. So all they have to do is click and they're buying it. Yes, Mom, I'm trying to outdo you with nickel items.
250 nickels he has.
All right, so Stacey and I go to a lot of Tiki events, and sometimes, most times, they'll have glassware, and after the fact, some of the glassware becomes quite collectible. So instead of the mugs, this is the actual glassware. So this was probably purchased for $10 at the event when I went, and I noticed that they were selling for good money, and I'm like, okay, I have about 4,000 Mai Tai glasses, so I can thin out the ones that are worth good money. Like, there's really no need. I could have a party that would burst my house and still have glassware left over. So I'm like, yeah, time to start thinning the herd. So this was from an event, and Dragonfly's brand we haven't talked about in a while, but it's been a pretty decent brand. There's the label, so keep your eyes open for Dragonfly. And Nikki Sixx, the bass player of Motley Crue, has his own line on Dragonfly. So N6. Okay. So keep your eyes peeled. This was just skulls and chains, and sold for $36. I think I paid $4.99 for it.
Fantastic.
All right, that's our normal scores of the week. Time for my CD and cassette scores of the week. I've only had like 2 sips of rum. What is happening?
I know. Right now, I've lost my earpiece.
All right, first up is flipping cassettes. See, if you're not flipping cassettes, you're missing out. And there is something that came up in the thrifting board last week. We'll probably talk about in a week or two about how crazy it has gotten in terms of people wanting cassettes. However, I didn't have any big ones this week. I did pay a quarter for Wasted, and I sold it for $8. And I did pay $3 for 783's Coolin' in Cali, and I got $10. But I was like, all right. So not great cassettes, but flipping CD time. All right, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy was at the forefront of the swing movement of the 90s. This was their original release on an independent label, and so people will still pay big money for it because it's not readily available like all their concurrent ones on the regular label. So 1994, $32. Now, I know Angela loves the San Sebastian strings. I know you love them.
Oh, I do.
They're your favorites. But I paid $4.99 at a record store, sold it for $40 on Amazon. This I bought at a record store brand new. They were stocking it brand new, but you really can't get this normally online. So I paid $9 and then sold it on Amazon for $37.
I'll take that.
Oh, heck yeah. How about a Richard Pryor? Craps, $25, paid $5 for it.
I love Richard Pryor. Loved it.
And then Morris Day, lead singer of the time. I did a whole webinar in the Secret Beach about flipping Prince CDs. Yep. And Morris Day works into the Prince webinar. This was from Savers, $1.99, sold it for $27. And this one, I don't know why I even had a post-it of Rare on it, but I paid $5 from Fantasyland. Fantasyland was a CD store that Stacey and I was just at in Atlanta, but this was from a prior visit to Atlanta.
What year?
Sold for $78. As you can see, I paid $5. However, it took me a little bit of time to get that money because I noticed I listed it on September 17th, 2017. Wow. The funny thing is, Angela, I was about to pull I have about 20 CDs from around this time that I'm like, all right, I'm going to pull them and see if there's some other avenue to sell them on. And the day before I was about to pull them, I sold one of them for $78. Now, I didn't even know the movie Harry Brown with Michael Caine, nor did I care that I didn't know it. But I'm like, this was hard to find. And composed by Paul Rogers. Who's Paul Rogers? Oh, that hurts. Lead singer of Bad Company, lead singer of Queen at one point.
I'm glad Russ went to sleep. I should be, yeah.
So $78. So if you have not started flipping music yet, what are you waiting for? Each week, just in a matter of like 6-7 things, I show you hundreds of dollars of sales on cassettes and CDs, and there's records and everything else. We're going to have another webinar. Oh, by the way, Flipping CDs Part 2 coming up at the end of February. So for now, though, go over to my website, jasonThrifts.com. That's where all my webinars are. Check them out. The price of the webinar, you find one good CD, one good cassette, pays for the webinar.
Now, I've listed some CDs recently, and you're going to laugh at me because of who they are. But when we went to that big estate, these people were avid. They were religious folk. So there was a lot of Jimmy Swaggart They had it on cassette. They had it on all different kinds of media. But hi, Tina. But I was smart and I went through, and anything that was pre-recorded or anything else, they had all of their little containers. So I swiped all the containers that were still in good condition, and I harvested all of the empty cases. I threw out the tapes, but I kept all the cases. So now I'm ready. When I go out, I'm going to find it. I'm like prepping for something big is coming. I'm going to find like 1,000 print CDs, cassettes or something. And be able to send out all those cases. That's so lovely.
All right, now it's time for our jobs of the week. Do not let our mistakes be yours. Oh my God, isn't this the same thing you show every time you're on?
They're dead. They're gone. Rest in peace.
All right, you need a new dud next time. Debbie, as producer, don't let her ever use this one again.
This is my goal. Now, this is what this is my follow-up. They are now at the Goodwill in Anderson, Indiana. Y'all missed your chance to get them for the cost of shipping. Now you go pay 99 cents a mug for them at the Goodwill plus tax.
Shut up. Jerry sold 8 Jimmy Swagger cassettes a couple of weeks ago.
Sweet, because I just listed mine.
Bring it up and someone's watching and was like, yeah, I sold some Jerry.
Then I probably based my price on his sold listing then. Okay, I went, we don't have a lot of thrifting around in our town, but one thrift store will do 50% off day. Regular price is $3. So I go in on half price day on women's stuff, and I got caught up. I thought it was cute. It wasn't that cute. It had a little name tag. It was just a bad buy. I paid $1.50 plus tax for it, and I took an offer of $10. I had it listed for like 18. Somebody said 10. I'm like, take it, because it's been up for a while. And sometimes you just know it's not going anywhere, and it's really not the right color green for spring this year. So best to let it move along.
All right. So I got 2 duds. Now this one, the sack has always done quite well for me in person.
Yeah.
I like this pink with the green, but this has been sitting forever. So if this tickles your fancy, offer me $15. I'll be happy to take it. I'll take it. But now, you ready for a much better dud? I'm going to put me on the full screen for a second, Angela.
Okay.
If you watched my thrift haul the other week, you saw me pick this up in Atlanta. The Landmark was a casino in Vegas. Blew up, kind of looked like a space saucer on top of a tower.
Yeah.
And very mid-century modern looking. And so this windbreaker is in amazing condition. It's got the hood. And so I'm like, sweet, this is going to be awesome. I hand it off to my teenager to take pictures. And the first couple sets of pictures, she was just being a teenager. I'm like, no, you got to be more observant. She goes, yeah, this jacket's a hot mess. And I'm like, what? It's in great shape. She goes, no, check this out. Okay. So this sleeve measures 25 inches. And this sleeve measures 33. 8 inches longer.
Oh my God.
8 inches. So if you happen to like the Landmark and you're around a size of medium and you have one arm 8 inches longer than the other one, I got a jacket for you.
That's crazy.
What? I mean, talk about, when we buy jeans, we look at the bottom, see how much they were stood on. You checked the pits. I have never once had to check the long sleeves of anything to see if they're 8 inches apart. Ever.
I do have some long monkey arms, but 8 inches, that's like my whole forearm.
So congrats to the teenager for really
good for her.
Yes. All right. Where in the world did our stuff go? If you're not selling internationally, you are leaving out 7.3 billion with a B potential customers.
With a P.
With a B.
Billion with a B, potential with a P.
Oh, gotcha. I'm like,
yeah. I've been saying it. You just haven't. It's okay. Nobody listens. Okay. We sold this.
Wow. Great pull, Trina. Great pull. It's like that shirt Denise made steal on the Cosby Show. Holy
that's awesome.
Trina, I love that.
I can't wear this. I remember that.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
All right. My husband sold this antique lock. It went to Toronto, Canada. That's as exciting as it gets. I didn't have any myself.
All right, I'm going to zoom this in here. So there we go. So,
Okay.
Because I told Andrew, I go, wait until you see what I sold. All right. So this went to Newcastle, England. And when I say you should have all your stuff available everywhere, because you never know when someone in Newcastle, England is going to need a Batesville, Arkansas Chicken Fest 1990 t-shirt for $25 plus shipping.
What do they do at Chicken Fest?
Now think about this. Batesville, Arkansas, the Chicken Fest from 90. Someone in Newcastle, England needed that this week.
Hell
That
yeah.
is why you offer your stuff worldwide, because you never know.
I'm just saying those people know how to party. They are wanting that. They got it going on that they need.
Now it's time for close encounters of the thrifty kind.
Kind.
These are little encounters that we've had, a little fun, just hanging out and something fun happened. I'm going to start this time. So I need to make some new graphics and some new artwork for me. And so I needed some fresh pictures in the thrift store. So I said, hey, Stace, let's go. They had this couch there. This is going to be so perfect. I can have our guests take a picture of themselves in a chair and drop them on the couch with me. Like, this is like a YouTube guy's dream. We can put the title across the top while I'm taking pictures. This young lady wanted to be in the picture with me because she saw Stace taking the picture. So she came down and sat. She smiled for Stace, and then Stace missed the next picture. She came over and tried to hug me. Yeah.
You do seem approachable like that.
Yeah, I know. And
yeah, like you.
For those of you who know, we were in Crazy Town.
Oh, nice. You showed the picture too soon, man.
Oh, well, you didn't tell me to. All right, I'll start here.
Okay.
And you wipe your mind.
Okay. Clean thoughts. Okay, so last week I'm in the store by myself. Russ is in the back. And this guy comes in. He's looking for those of you that don't know, we have a retail brick and mortar furniture store. He comes in. He's looking for small diner tables, like to seat 4 or 5 people. And he said, but I need like 6 or 10 of them. And I was like, oh, wow, we don't have anything like that right now. But I also don't cook well at all. And Russ was in the back because I'd pretty much given him food poisoning. So I said, are you opening a restaurant? Where's it going to be? And he said, no. Are you ready for this? He said, no, I'm not opening a restaurant. I'm opening a private club for my fan club. And I said, so what? Because this guy, I mean, he looks like a mechanic. He's got an old beat up Carhartt jacket on, a baseball cap, and he's kind of scruff looking. And he said, I'm an Elvis impersonator. And I said, shut the front door. You are not. And he sang for me. He told me stories. He sat here for a good hour. And I was like, first, how do I join this fan club? And do I get to wear a jumpsuit? And I did ask that he not come back to the store unless he was in the jumpsuit.
So wait, let me see if I got this straight. This week's Thrifty Encounter, I got an unwanted hug and Elvis serenaded you. That's just...
Yes, I met Elvis. As close as I'm ever going to get to Elvis. And this is his car. Is that not crazy?
That is awesome.
Yeah. He had great stories of Dollywood and Graceland and Wayne Newton, and it was crazy. I believed most of part of them.
All right, now it's time for our thrifty tips of the week. Little tips and tricks to help you out when you're out and about sourcing and thrifting.
All right. My sourcing tip of the week is when you're going into the thrift store and you're like, okay, I need to buy what people want. Know what people want. It's out there. It's on Sweet Velvet Elvis, Rick. That's right. Focus. So I watch a lot of YouTube at night when I go home. This is how I decompress. I just flip through YouTube and I watch some YouTube, reseller content, but mostly it's garbage. And this chick was on, and everybody's talking about what's coming for spring. Well, go to YouTube, find out. And, and it was real easy because I didn't have to listen to everything she had to say. I just picked up on a couple of the hot colors. There's going to be lime green. There's going to be plaids, oversized ruffles. Polka dots are always in fashion. Monochromatic white, crochet. This is knit, not crochet. So it's like, when I go in, because I'm not a fashionista. If you look at me anytime I'm dressed like a top dude, right? This is me fancy with a t-shirt underneath. I don't dress up and I don't really follow women's fashion. So it's like when I go in, I'm like, that's cool. What I also did was I listened to what else she said. She was like the high-waisted 1950s shorts. Dude, I have a closet full of them, vintage, new old stock. And I'd been dropping my price down because they weren't selling. I immediately went in and ended all those listings because you can bet I'm putting it back up and I'm jacking my price back up because this is the season I've been waiting for. They're going to sell this year. And change any of your titles. Anything that could be lime green versus light green, change it because that's the color they're going to be looking for in their searches.
All right. So the other day we were in Buffalo Exchange and I saw some white, which looked to be some white Levi's new with tags, maybe somewhat vintage. And I got excited. So
why wouldn't you?
Just want to make sure you're actually paying attention. Let's check out this Levi's tab. I don't think that is the Levi, but wait, it kind of looks like the Levi's tab. Yes. Oh, you know, PJ Mark Premium.
I can count like 15 things wrong with it, and I'm not the expert.
So, you know, make sure you're reading. I mean, it seems so simple, but make sure you're reading. And I think Angela's the one that pointed out, these are so thin. That's Stacy's elbow right there. So not real thick quality, but pay attention because some of the fakes, if you're not really paying attention, well, you'll put it in your cart. Next thing you know, you're home. You're like, the hell is this? All right. So now it's time for... You have got to be shipping me little tips and tricks, what to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping.
Sometimes it's me. Sometimes it's just the smallest little details. If you're shipping something that has a cord or extra parts, put a protective layer around it, roll the cord up and tape it to the outside. That way it's not banging around in the box, even if you have packing things in there, because this was a vintage blow mold and it was a small tabletop size. It was going in a box, but still I was like, we can't afford to lose any more paint off of vintage pieces. And my other shipping tip that goes along with this is always ship your merchandise as though somebody on YouTube is going to open it. It's true. Jason's not the only one.
Unboxing video. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. And he's not the only one.
All right, so I'm going to give me full screen because I want to show you something.
Okay.
When I teach my classes and when I teach the web classes about selling CDs and cassettes, I have for 20 years shipped CDs and cassettes in the No. 0 craft bubble mailer. And people are like, oh my God, don't you do anything more than that? And usually no. If it's $100 CD, I'll add a little bit of cardboard. I got a cassette in a regular paper envelope, no bubble whatsoever. And I wanted to show you the condition it came in. Now you might be like, well, Jay, why are you showing us this? It came broke. Well, I was about to get mad and say, oh my God, they didn't use a bubble mailer. It got broke in transit. Oh no, it was broken. The pictures of the listing I bought it from.
Oh.
So when people don't think that the bubble mailer is secure, here's an already compromised cassette that didn't break anymore.
And it still made it.
It still made it in a paper envelope.
Literally in a piece of paper.
Yeah. So when you use the bubble mailer, it's been good for me for 20 years. So people get all worked up. They want to, build a box. Nah, it pretty much works. And this didn't break any more than it did. And you will see this on a future sourcing tip because you can buy online and then resell online for more money.
Is that a sealed cassette?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Nope. All right. Now it's time for our online selling tips of the week. Doesn't matter if you're selling on eBay, Etsy, Poshmark, or Mercari. Coming soon, JoAnne. These are little tips and tricks to help you out when you're online selling.
It's the basics. When you drive to a new town, doesn't matter if you don't know what the speed limit is, you need to find out what the speed limit is. If you are selling on a platform, read the rules. Find the frequently asked questions. Go to their seller's policies, seller handbook. It's on every platform. They don't try to hide it from you. You got to know the rules. We see posts in groups all the time. I didn't know I couldn't sell this. I didn't know I couldn't use this. It's just, we're not being harsh. It's like, this, you're going to risk your account. It's just basic.
Sweet and simple and to the point.
Just a simple little reminder. If you don't know where they are, ask somebody, we could show you.
All right. Now, you're not all going to be able to do this, but if you ever have a product that you can enhance, Now, this Surf Monster CD is worth about 15 to 18 bucks. However, the cover art, well, actually, the art throughout is done by Shag, one of my favorite Tiki artists. And Shag is always at Tiki events, and then, he signs stuff. And so when I find CDs that he's done the cover art, which there's probably about 20 or 30 by now, I take them with me. So I bought it at the record store for $6.99. He signs it, then it's worth 32 bucks.
Ooh.
And in the same weekend, I sold 2. So this is the Ukulele Club de Paris. Shag signed
that
it,
one.
sold it for 40. And just to show you, you can buy it without Shag's autograph for $14.96, $25, $18, $18, and $13. Or best offer. So you can probably get that for 10. But Shag signs it now. Also, he's a $40 CD. So if you can enhance in some way, shape, or form, enhance it. Yeah, a little visitor there.
That's Betty. Hi, Betty.
Hi,
You're on the YouTubes. Oh, sweet Betty. It's like,
All
what's
right.
that? Hey, so when you see Shag, Josh, do you have to pay for those autographs, or
No, he'll be at an event, hanging out, signing whatever item he saw the event is, and as long as you don't show up with like 72 things in a truck,
Yeah, that was my next question.
And we know each other. So we know each other for a long time. We're not like buddies or anything, but he knows that I always find all his CDs. So he's like, he's pretty much at the point where he's like, "What'd you find this week?"
That's cool.
Yeah, and oddly enough, when I see him, I always find something that week. Always. It has always worked out that I'm like, oh, I found another Shag CD.
That's cool.
All right, for those who missed
man.
it, and I almost missed it, thanks to Angela's husband, Russ.
Yay,
I was
Russ.
on Pawn Stars this past Monday. He repeated today, and will continue to repeat. The name of the episode is Gold and Silver Digger, and it's written just like that with the parentheses. So just go search your guide on your TV and look for Gold and Silver Digger. This was the Pawn Stars where they filmed it in my house and in front of my Tiki collection. So for those of you who have never seen it, it will blow your mind. And that was what they showed. Was just a sprinkling. People are like, oh my God,
they were there all day.
Amazing. I'm like, they barely showed anything.
Yeah.
All right, for those of you in the Secret Beach, we are starting to do these weekly store reviews. We did our first one last week with Becky, and this week is with Lisa. And I started working on it last night. I already see the tips I'm going to give, so make sure to tune in tomorrow night in the Secret Beach, 8 o'clock East Coast, 5 o'clock on the West Coast. And no selling past your expiration date this week because why? It's the Super Bowl. We're definitely not competing with the biggest game of the year. Plus, I am going to be watching the biggest game of the year. But next week, February 9th, it is episode 100. And so we want a couple people to hop in and talk about the things they've learned from our show. And I have prizes. So there will be contests. I don't have the exact time yet. We'll figure it out soon, but stay tuned for that. And I want to end on this before we get to JoAnne. There officially announced today there is no eBay Open this year. So that is a bummer. However, that is good for me and all of you because I'm coming to you. How's that? All right, Thrifty-Palooza 2020. I've been teasing that the post is coming. I was trying to work out some logistics. So I'm going to be posting about 20 major metropolitan areas I would like to teach a class in. And so about the top 12 will get classes this year. So I need y'all to go to the thrifting board and say, I live in Indiana or close to Indiana.
Indeed.
So places like Indiana, Tampa Bay, St. Pete, Seattle, Phoenix, Detroit. So head over to the thrifting board. It'll be up tonight or sometime this weekend, and then we'll get the schedule going. And so you can't make it to eBay Open because there is none, but I'll come to you. We do a 2-day class. We do a Tiki bar hangout. So it's almost like eBay Open, but you don't got to leave your own bed. See? Easy peasy.
Yeah. And, and honestly, and even if you're not completely local, it's worth a drive. First one, I drove to Ohio.
Notre Dame. Sacramento for sure, because not only am I going to teach a class, I'm going to help out Jeannie and the girls at Glass Slipper, and I need to get the Jungle Bird, the Tiki Bar there. So. All right, stay tuned for that. I don't think we'll ever have a class in Bakersfield, Sabrina. Not a big enough metropolitan area, although good Tiki Bar. I will say that. All right, is that it? All right, yes. Hey, Angela, do me a favor. Put that piece of paper away from your hand.
Sorry.
Watch this show later.
Fidgety.
Yeah. Let's fidget with like a koosh ball or something very soft and quiet. So let's get our guest in here.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, JoAnne, what's happening?
Hello.
Hey,
Hey,
JoAnne.
Before we get into the important stuff, who's this cute, adorable little guy with you in your picture?
That is my little fella. Spelled
Oh,
F as in Frank. He is my little fella. He's my
Frank.
well, no, Fella. F as in Frank. Fella. My little fella.
Oh, fella. Oh,
Yes, yeah. He's back in the bedroom with Gary right now.
fella's in charge.
But thank you for having me, Jason. I have been with you for way back when, before you, I was one of your first signups in the thrifting board. My husband and I have watched all your shows. He loved it. We both loved it.
What a brown noser.
Yeah.
See, this is how that should be, future guests. Watch this. And I just noticed there's a tiki mug sitting behind you.
Oh, yeah.
Fu Manchu.
Yes, my first ones I found it sitting at a church, and I thought I have to buy these. But I do want to ask you about another one behind me, if it's worth anything. Can you see it?
No,
Anything?
no, that other Fu Manchu.
They don't make that one anymore.
1999.
Yeah.
I'll buy it from you. 1999.
Add a
So for
couple.
those of you who don't know, the red one is the Den of Sin. That is my home bar. My wife and I had mugs made, and they were quite the hit around the entire world. Thrifting community, tiki community, people who just like devils. And for those of you in the Secret Beach, if you're in the Secret Beach and you have not been in since last night at 11 p.m., the special Secret Beach glaze is up and available for you guys. And the way they're selling, they'll never make it to anybody else besides you guys. So when the rest of the world sees that glaze at some point, they're gonna be like, "What's this totally different glaze?" However, we have an idea for one more super limited glaze. It's gonna be the extra special satanic glaze. So,
Ooh.
and I don't know how this will work, but I'm gonna try and convince my guy who makes the mugs to make 66.6 of them. So one mug will only be 2/3 glaze.
That shirt.
So stay tuned for that. That's going to be something fun. But we're not talking about mugs tonight.
We're talking about JoAnne.
Platforms. Angela showed sales from Etsy and Posh, and I showed sales from Amazon and Bonanza. And of course, we showed sales from eBay. Yes, you have a question?
I want to interrupt just for a second and explain how JoAnne and I know each other.
Yes, I have Jason to thank for that too.
Yes, we met because in the thrifting board, we went over a while, like 2 years ago. Jason was going to surprise Peggy, and we were like, he was like, let's get a class together and we're going to do it all in the secret hush hush. So I reached out to total strangers. Pam Reed and I make a trip to Ohio. We spend the night together. We go to the thrift class. We go to the tiki bar. We come back and we meet up. We talked to Mike, who had also done Jason's class in St. Louis. And the three of us decided to start our own meetup group. So we put it out there on the thrifting board. And JoAnne and Anita show up all the way from Kokomo. All the way. I mean,
walked in with my crate.
Jamaica.
Yeah, from Kokomo.
With my crate of wrestling magazines.
Yes, she had some WWF wrestling magazines. The first meeting, and I was like,
I had a whole crate full. I just walked in with them.
She is the whisperer of crazy stuff. But anyway, that's how we met, was through our meetup group.
Yeah, so thank you for that, Jason. I made new friends and I love it.
I mean, that's what this is all about. My groups, the shows, me coming to town. It's all about teaching as the forefront, but it's also about connections, friendship, and having fun too. I mean,
and it gives me
like you.
It gave me friends in real life, like real people friends, not just in the internet.
Yes.
Oh, there's Mike Freed and his Amanda and the girls and Pam and Margot and everybody.
And Amber.
Everybody. Crystal.
All right, are you pulling a romper room? I see.
I am. Are they all here? Hey, maybe we should do a meetup.
We should. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also did my first international shipping after watching your show on it with you and your mom.
Yep.
Are you trying to make me cry today? Is that what's happening?
And I remember Vegas Jay and Philly May.
Yep.
Yep.
You've been with me a long time. Oh, look at that. Someone wants when and where is the indie meetup group? I'm an indie, would love to join. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Lori, if you are in the thrifting board, just send me a message on Facebook or Michael Shane Fried on Facebook. You can find us Indie Area Meetup. We're on Facebook. It's a closed group. Just answer a couple questions. Our picture looks like a black or red and white name tag.
Perfect. All right, so let's talk about why you're here. You're here to sell us Amway products. No.
Amway.
No. Oh,
I'd like some
Mercari.
Tupperware, please.
All right. So, JoAnne, when did you start selling online?
I started selling online in 1999. I'm in an automotive factory town with Chrysler and GM. My husband works at Chrysler. He's since retired, but he went on indefinite layoff. And when you go on indefinite layoff from the factories around here, you absolutely do not know if you're going to get called back or not or when. So, and I heard about eBay. And I thought, well, this is interesting. Okay, I'm going to try to sell something. And I was one of those that bought longer burger baskets. You can see back here. I put a longer burger basket up for sale, and that's how I started. And I didn't even have a computer. Yes, I had what was called a web TV.
All right, so I want everyone to pause
and
think about this. It is 1999. So think about, a lot of you probably weren't even on the internet back then. It was very slow. It was dial-up. There was no images really. And JoAnne didn't even have that. She didn't even have a computer. She had web TV. Now explain web TV.
A web TV was like a cable box is now, that you hook up to your TV to watch TV shows. But the web TV hooked up into your TV was like the monitor. And I got on the internet through it was dial-up, like the dial-up like AOL. Anyway, so that's how I got on the internet. And then I did have a camera, and searching the internet on the web TV, I found someone who did a chat on how to go on eBay through your web TV. So I just went and taught myself. Somehow I had to get a separate hosting site for the pictures. And I can't remember how I did that, if it was a little disc through the web TV or if I hooked up my camera. But anyway, I remember I had to go to another hosting site, load the pictures up. And back then you had to describe your items like to a blind person, the colors and everything. And then there was no PayPal. I remember taking money orders and checks. In my listing, I would say, checks, I will ship your item after 10 business days when your check clears. And I never had a problem.
I am shocked. I am floored. I am flattered.
Wow.
Someone watching also started on web TV. This is
really someone else did?
Suzanne started on it too. Get out.
Oh, did she? Yeah, it was a fluke that, it was my husband getting laid off. I got a little panicky, and I was like, okay, I need to sell some stuff just in case. We didn't know if he was getting called or not.
It was a huge thing. I mean, JoAnne's town semi-survived it.
Yeah.
The town that I'm in did not survive it. All the car industry is gone.
Yeah.
How long did that first listing take? That seems like it would take.
Well, back then there was no buy it nows or anything. It was all auctions.
But I mean, how long did it take you to write that listing by the time you dial into the internet for 20 minutes? And
gosh, well, my took me a couple hours to figure it out and put it up and figure out how to put the pictures but it was exciting. I can tell you that, to see bids.
Wow.
Like $35. I was so excited, and you couldn't print your postage back, home back then. So I'd go take all my stuff to the post office. I'd fill out my own delivery confirmation. You had to pay extra for that too. And to fill out all my labels by hand.
And you didn't ship internationally on your own after all that?
Then it was so different. You had to fill out all these forms. Now it's so easy. I can't imagine anybody not doing it. It's so easy today.
Exactly. You were such a pioneer in this. I mean, she's ungated for CDs on Amazon.
Shut up.
Oh, well, I'm grandfathered in. Grandfathered in.
Yeah. That's how OG she is.
Yeah.
I have some cool friends.
Yeah. So it's
I'm not.
it was a learning experience, but so now I do it, just for extra money. I'm actually my husband's bum, but um, the extra money I like for vacations. I'm a shopper. I love thrifting, and so I was saving for eBay Open, but now I've got to save for something else since there's no eBay Open. But I'll come up with something.
We'll go on a thrift adventure.
That's
All right. So web TV. So what do you remember when you got your first computer? So when you graduated from your TV to your computer?
my
Of course, everything is cyclical. Now we're back to using our TV as our computer.
Yeah, let's see. I think it was because they were so expensive back then. I remember the first laptop I bought. I think it was in the early 2000s. I think it was $1,800.
Wow.
Yeah, but so I would have been off and on eBay because I did work a full-time job. Now that I don't, that I do this part-time because we have some properties that we manage, we rent out, and I take care of that and spend time with my mother's 85. She waits for me in her driveway every Saturday morning at 8 for me to pick her up to go thrifting, to go grocery.
She is the cutest. Oh my God. I would love to get Peggy and JoAnne's mom together.
Oh my gosh. And she watches what I pick up, and then I really don't tell her, and she'll come over and go, oh, here, do you think you might want this? It's so cute. But anyway, I love doing this, and my days are pretty much, I'm usually gone all day, but when I get home at 5, have dinner with my husband, I'll take pictures of items, put them up for sale, but Mercari is one of the sites I love, and eBay. I'm on eBay, Mercari, Bonanza, Grailed. I've sold one item on Grailed, and Amazon. I'm on Amazon too, I think, and I'm going to try Poshmark this year when I get time.
All right. So what drew you to Mercari as in addition to the eBay and Amazon
I just
stuff?
wanted to try it out, so I just started listing things I had on eBay, transferring it to Mercari. There's so much saturation on eBay, and there was a lot of buzz about Mercari. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try it. So I started listing over there, and the first thing I sold was a bottle of lotion. And but I've sold everything from books to CDs, DVDs, crafts. I just shipped out some Hard Rock Cafe pins the other day from there. Everything I've sold. Oh, those Harry Potter books.
All right, don't give away.
Yes.
I gotta say, JoAnne is like the whisperer of. She's a bolo whisperer. If it's a fragrance that's gonna sell for big bucks, you find it.
I've sold
Water filters.
Water filters on Mercari. Everything I list on eBay, it's so easy to transfer to Mercari that I just automatically do it. I'll list something on eBay and I'll copy and paste it to Mercari from my phone. It's so simple. If a beginner wanted to start selling, I would recommend Mercari as a starting point.
Yeah, Mercari's pretty, eBay, because it was developed so long ago, like with anything, if you looked at the laws of, say, Indiana, there'd be some laws that make no sense nowadays. They just never took the time to get rid of them. eBay was built, and then you could have pictures, so it was added and added and added and added and added. Mercari was built in the modern era where it's just clean and simple for the most part.
Yeah.
And so it's fairly easy to get on Mercari.
Yes.
And let me go see what. Let's look at one of my listings real quick, just for those who have not seen Mercari. All right, so I put one of my Tiki mugs up on Mercari. So it doesn't, it's not a whole different look than eBay, but it's, some people don't like eBay, some people don't like Etsy, some people don't like Posh. So they find Mercari. As you can see, you can use some hashtags down here.
Yep.
And little description, your pictures, boom, you're off and running. It's super easy.
Oh, it's so easy, and I like the fact that you get paid within 3 days. The buyer has 3 days to rate you. If they don't, Mercari automatically rates you, and you get your money in the Mercari account, and then you can transfer it you can request a deposit to your checking or savings account. It takes up to 5 days, or you can do an instant transfer, but then you have to pay an extra $2. I just let it build up a couple hundred or more, then I transfer it. But I love that they have 3 days to either decide they're going to keep it or now they do have strict return rules. Let's see, I think I've had 96 sales. I have never had a return. I'm 5-star rated. I've never even had anything less than 5 stars. But that's the one thing I love. 3 days and that's it. Yeah.
So are you using anything to cross post from eBay to Mercari? I think you said you were just copying and
I
pasting.
just do it from my phone. It's so simple. Yeah, the pictures are on my phone anyway. So when I hit the sell button on my Mercari app, the first thing I do is load up the pictures from my phone. Then I copy and paste the description, and then I do the title, and then it's hashtags and color and price. But I mostly 95% of the time I do free shipping, unless it's a dud. Yeah, unless it's a dud, then I got the price lowered to $5 and I'm using the Mercari shipping. But I use Pirate Ship. When you're selling media, if you want to do media mail, you need to use Pirate Ship because Mercari doesn't offer media mail.
Yeah.
And the only thing I think I don't like about Mercari is that you don't sell international.
True. But it's a different niche. It's a different niche of buyers.
Yeah, it is. But
and maybe that'll come someday. Who knows? You know.
Yeah, I love it. I'm amazed when I post something how fast I start getting likes. I'm like, oh gosh. And there's just all different kind of ways to promote it on Mercari. When someone likes it, you can promote specifically to them if you want to lower your price just to your likers. Or I don't do that. What I do is I leave it up 30 days. Then every week I start promoting my items after 30 days because I'm trying to get the best possible price I can. I'm not promoting right away when they like it. So, yeah. But yeah, it's a great platform. It's my favorite. That and eBay are my favorite platforms. So and I started on Etsy too. I do like Etsy, but my sales are slower.
So there seems to be some weird glitch when I was working on CDs the other day. Warner Home Video has nothing to do with the CD, but it wouldn't go away. So I'm just like, all right, it's gonna sit there. If someone complains, I'm like, that was Mercari, but what are you gonna do? You can't.
I have a pair of baseball cleats up for sale, and they're size 15. Mercari doesn't go up to size 15. I emailed them. They said, sorry, we can't. But so even though it says size 13, I have in my title, I don't know how many times, these are size 15 in all caps. But they haven't sold. They're still there.
So Paul wants to know what the hashtags do. It's like with any platform, Instagram, Twitter, hashtags let you find other things. So if you click on hashtag Jamaican, it's now going to show me other things on Mercari that people have used. So here's your Jamaican outerwear, and here's your Jamaican salt and pepper shaker, and Bob Marley t-shirt. So these are the things that people have designated Jamaican. I realize my hashtag is super stupid. I did the year on this one. Well, here's why I did the year, because Mercari does give you a short title space. 40
characters.
That's the thing. So we got so used to 80 characters. Ultimately, you got to cut that in half. And so I'm all right. Sometimes on music, people want to know, is this the 1996 version or the 2002 re-release? So I use one of the hashtags for the year. And then these are other things that came out in 1996. So that's how hashtags work.
That's a great idea. I if I'm putting a denim jacket up, I'll put denim jacket. If it's Levi's, I'll do hashtag Levi's. So you just never know what's going to help you. So just take advantage of, just whatever you can think of. Even if you don't think it's right, just do it anyway. It's there. It doesn't cost you anything extra.
So I know we're not talking about Depop tonight, but I thought this was kind of interesting. Eliza said, I tried Depop, but didn't like it. Shipping is so overpriced for the buyer. And this is going to sound harsh, but who cares? If the buyers are buying there and Depop says, here's what shipping is. But if they're buying, I walked with Chris Green through the ASD wholesale show. And this was back before marijuana was legal yet. And we were in the smoking accessories section, which they hid in the back corner. And Chris asked every manufacturer of bongs and water pipes, where's your $3,000 bong? And they all laughed. And Chris said, when this becomes legal, especially rich people aren't going to buy the $20 bong. The $3,000 bong does the exact same thing, but rich people are going to spend $3,000 on a bong because they can. So if customers are paying whatever the Depop shipping is, don't worry about that. They're buying it. Depop is growing. They're not shrinking. And so, but I get what you're saying. You're like, I'd rather be fair to the customer, but if that's the platform and people use that platform.
If they know the platform and they're willing to pay it. I shipped out one Hard Rock Cafe pin to France the other day. The pin was just $11.99, but he paid $15.95 to have it shipped to him.
Yeah.
So if they want it, they're going to pay the shipping.
And as a segue, as resellers, we're programmed differently than buyers. We are programmed to find everything for the cheapest, best value we can get. Mm-hmm. So we're always looking at shipping. And other people, other people live in different worlds.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Other people will spend $621 for a toy that they're never going to play with. I don't live in that world, and I got to remind myself that there are people who will.
I'm the same way, but I'm willing to make deals, take offers, and so I'll
because work. She rivals Peggy for sourcing. Jason, I'm not even kidding. She has a jacket. She found it for a dime.
Nice.
And it has a big E on it.
Yeah.
For a dime.
You know what? Gary couldn't believe it either. I couldn't believe it.
So when you list, Linda wants to know, when you list on Mercari, are you shooting around the same price point as you would on, say, eBay?
I do. Mercari's not your Mercari's not your higher end buyers. That is, I keep it about the same. And because they're going to, I seem to get a lot of offers on Mercari. So, but I price a little bit higher on eBay too. So
I use a cross-listing extension, and it allows me to, when I sell on Mercari, I do free shipping 99.5% of the time. There's one item I'm not free shipping on,
right?
But everything else I do free shipping just because it simplifies my life.
Yeah.
I don't have to go chase a label around.
Yes.
So when I go into my cross-lister, I just increase my price by a set percentage to cover my postage.
Yeah.
And it just snaps it right in. And
well, I do, yeah. If I'm charging shipping on eBay and then I'm transferring it to Mercari and I'm doing free shipping, I up my price to cover my shipping.
Yeah. So I just don't. Go ahead.
I was saying, as you can see too, Mercari sprinkles in the solds of what you're looking at, so you can kind of see what's happening. So whereas in eBay, it's either actives or solds.
Yeah.
Here they're sprinkled in. So you can like, all right, so the dragon mug sold for 38 and 51, and I have one, and someone's got one for 59. Maybe I'll throw mine up for 55. Free shipping, and then Forbidden Diary is asking, can you list on a PC? Yep. So you just click on sell on Mercari, and there you go. And why eBay still doesn't have drag and drop, I have no clue. I have no clue in 2020 why, if you're listing directly on eBay, you cannot do drag and drop with your pictures. But pictures, your quick title, your description, your 3 hashtags, brand, category, condition, and then it's it.
Does Mercari have a limit on how many photos? Because I swear sometimes I've added like,
it's 12.
It seems like a lot more.
12. Yeah, it's 12. I think it used to be 8 and they've upped it to 12.
One thing when you're listing on Mercari, though, you have to put them in the order that you want them. There's no moving them around.
Yeah, yes. I was like trying to move them around and it wouldn't work. But yes, you have to put it in the order that you want. I do have a tip about videos on Mercari.
Oh,
hit me.
Okay. You can't do them like you do on eBay. You can't insert a video, but I did this at Christmas. I sold one of the Hallmark singing snowmen. So I put the link to the video in my listing, and I put on there, first thing I put on there is, please copy and paste this link into your browser to see the video. And a lady bought it and she messaged me. She said the video did it for me.
There you go.
It's a tip of how you can do a video on Mercari without doing a video on Mercari. Just put your link in there, but you have to tell them to copy and paste it in their browser to watch it. And this lady did it and she bought it. And she thanked me for doing that.
That's awesome. I nominate JoAnne to speak at the March meeting on Mercari videos. Mike Freed, take notes.
I think you said you had one return.
I didn't. This was weird. I didn't have a return on Mercari. I sold some Barbie wallpaper border to a lady out in California, and it showed delivered in Mercari. And then she messaged me through the Mercari messaging system, and she said, "Have you shipped it yet?" And I said, "Yes." It shows delivered. I never heard back from her. A month later, the package comes back to me as moved. Address unknown, moved. And I thought, so I messaged Mercari and I said, well, the one thing about Mercari, after a few days, they cut off. Nobody can contact you unless they're dealing on a listing with you. So I could not track her down. I was cut off from contacting her. But I emailed Mercari and they said, well, it's closed because it's been delivered. I was like, no, it was delivered back to me a month later. I did try to call Mercari. For some reason, I got disconnected a couple of times, but I felt bad. So I wrote this lady a letter and I said, I have your wallpaper border. I feel bad. I've been paying for this. Call me, contact me. Here's my email. I will get it to you. I've never heard from her. So
is she not the sweetest thing ever? Could you die, Jason?
Well, I felt bad because I have her money. So. I can't even refund the money on Mercari. I'm closed off from her. So
I don't deserve friends this nice. I really don't. I really don't.
I thought I would want somebody to do that for me because I thought she's got a child wanting this Barbie wallpaper border. So anyway, I still have it. I'm hoping I'll hear from her one day. And then we'll be on the Today Show and hugging and crying over Barbie wallpaper border.
Her kid probably decided she wanted He-Man wallpaper and didn't want it, and that was just the easiest route. So I moved.
That was the only, and it wasn't a return. It was a return because she moved. And,
all right, so
she moved to avoid getting your package.
You said the shipping or as a buyer, you plug in. You can do free or not, obviously, and you plug in your dimensions. So you'll need to know your dimensions, and then they calculate it.
Yes, and you don't know what it's going to be until you put your weight, and then it'll come up with FedEx, UPS, the United States Postal Service, and how much. And be careful because you've got dimensional weight. If it's like over the 18 inches on one side, they will hit you with dimensional weight. You want to get it right because if you do it wrong, they will charge back on you.
Yeah, they will. And so when they say, do you want us to send you a label? And I said, I got this. I will handle it on my own.
I do pirate ship. Yeah. Like I said, selling books and medium. If you want medium mail, you just have to use pirate ship.
Well, shut the front door. I took your advice last week and started listing Mercari. I already sold 4 items. Boom.
Yeah.
See how
easy? That happened to me too. I listed a few items and I gave up. I was like, it's too janky. It was clunky. I didn't like it. And then JoAnne is like, yappity yap, Mercari. I'm sending so much. And I'm like, fine, I'll try it again. And I tried it again. It was like, boom, boom, 2 sales in 48 hours. And I was like, yes, give me more.
Yeah.
And I've had some consistent sales when I'm listing. I just have not been listing the past month and a half.
It's just being consistent. I've had my biggest sell ever on Mercari.
Damn right you did.
Yeah.
Tell them about it. Can we do her scores now or her duds? So
we're getting there.
Oh my God. She blows my mind with some of the stuff she sells, Jason. It blows my freaking mind.
Speaking of selling, Lori wants to know what kind of items are you limiting it to a specific brand, or are you just selling everything?
I'm like a 5 and dime store. I'm like a thrift store online. So I will. There are things I gravitate to. I love selling perfumes. And I used to do Amazon FBA, but I've pulled all my stuff back. So I've got a lot of DVDs I'm selling that I've pulled back out of the Amazon storage. But I will, I sell anything. If I can make some money off of it and it's a good product, I don't want to sell just junk. And, I gravitate towards denim jackets.
Good job.
And overalls. I love overalls. For some reason, I'm drawn to overalls. I don't care what size I buy them. and they sell. And denim jean jackets. I love jean jackets. They sell. You know, I just like I said, I'm just like you walk into, if you remember Kresge's.
I do. My
Yeah,
mom was a Kresge's employee. Yep.
I probably have, and I am amazed at what sells though. I'm just like, I've thrown things up and just like, I can't believe they sold and they paid that much for it. You know, but exactly.
And honestly, with the changes in Poshmark, you're going to be amazed, JoAnne, that because they've added extra markets to their platform now. If you think Mercari is easy, Poshmark's easier.
Oh, really? I'm going to. I am
because
going to try Poshmark.
Us shipping is not an option.
Okay, let's say Mercari. All right, I'm gonna rein you back in.
I am liking Mercari because you can actually have more conversation. But JoAnne, I have a question for you. Recently, I noticed before I was always asked to rate my buyer.
Yes.
And the last 3, they haven't, or the last 2, they haven't. Was it because I hit like the 10 sale threshold, or was it just?
No, if your buyer doesn't rate you within 3 days, Mercari will rate you, and you don't. Mercari will just automatically give you 5 stars, and then you get your money, and then you have to rate the buyer.
Okay, so one other thing, I didn't realize that I guess I'd always gotten I didn't realize I was getting ratings from my other buyers.
Yeah.
I also want to point out that I was offended the first couple times I sold something because there's like an automated message that the buyer probably accidentally sends, or maybe it was automated, that just says, when will the item ship? And I was like, you just bought it like 7 seconds ago. Get off my back. I'm getting to it.
So you just had someone that was anxious.
But I've had it like 3 times, and then I went to look at something, and I think it's an automated thing that buyers can send.
Oh, that might be, but
It'll say,
that.
When will my
ship? When I first started selling on Mercari, so I was reading their suggestions, and they did suggest as soon as you get a sale, message your buyer, let them know when you're going to ship it. So once I sell on Mercari, I automatically message my buyer, and I pretty much just say the same thing. I say, hello, thank you for your purchase. I'm going to ship this out tomorrow. And that's it. And I do that on every sale on Mercari. And so that's why I haven't got one of those.
She's such a good person.
All right. So Rich and Nyla said, seems like the platform asked all the sellers what they dislike on the other platforms and made it easy.
Yes.
Tom Higgins says you can drag and drop photos on eBay with Firefox. Who uses Firefox?
What?
Okay, so what about Mercari recommended prices? So what do you think about that?
I didn't go by that. I go by what I think I want for it. Unless their recommended prices is higher, I'll go with theirs. No, I'm going.
Okay, so now that you said that, does that happen ever? Have you went to list something? You're like, oh, it's $20, and they're saying it should be 30.
No.
Okay.
No. Mm-mm. I'm always getting messages from Mercari saying, oh, we should drop this $2 to $5. And I'm like, maybe, but I'm going to wait my 30 days before I start promoting. Yeah.
Can you put your Mercari account on vacation, which came right after Debbie said Mercari is so hard to find vacation?
It's really easy. They don't have a vacation mode, but what you can do is when you're on from your computer, go to your settings and go to your items, and it comes up. You will check off. It'll say check off all your listings. You just hit one check mark and for all your listings, and you can put deactivate, and it'll do.
Here, let me show you. So yeah,
it's like
super
2
easy.
clicks.
It's really easy.
Select all, deactivate.
Yeah, that's it.
So right there, and then boom, deactivate. That's it.
No dates, no handling time, no any of that. It's just done.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then back,
easy. All right, so
yes,
we've talked about Mercari. Let's see what you're not selling. So let's do your duds first.
Oh my gosh, I bought them for $2 at a church sale, and I can't give them away. These are the ones that are the size 15. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know, but they've been up since last February, and I don't know. They're brand new. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but
raise your price.
It's been all over the place. What does it say right now?
$29.95.
I had them down to $5, so I up and down with those.
Are you just adjusting it, or are you actually creating a new listing?
I'm adjusting it.
Create a new listing. See if that just shakes it up a little bit.
Oh my gosh, I got this because it was Department 56. What what is that down to? I can't
$3.
give it. I know it. I can't give it away. So it's like, that's a deal. And he's cute. But no, nobody wants him.
All right, now we're gonna flip that and go, let's see what you sold. So let's start with eBay, our tried and true.
Yes. These are tools of the trade. Is the name brand. I've never heard them. Church sale. And I thought those are unique. I like those. And I didn't even look up the price. I paid $10 for the whole set. And I thought, well, if they're not worth anything, we have a condo rental in Florida. I'll stick them in there because we furnish everything. I looked these up and I thought, well, I'm selling these. And I think I took a best offer of $87.
Nice.
And it was from a seller. She messaged me and she said, my buyer just needs a few pieces, but of course I will buy your whole set. And
wow.
So yeah. So I've sold every flatware set I have put up. So I'm really liking flatware. Oh my gosh.
I love these.
Mom and I were going grocery shopping and saw a garage sale and I was like, oh, we got to pull over. So the guy, I said, yeah, that's what I did too. And so I saw these and I really didn't know anything about them. They were old stock. So he said, I'm selling cheap. Just make you a pile. So I grabbed a pile of stuff, put it by my Jeep. And when I was done, he walked over and I said, well, what do you want for this whole pile? And he looks at it and he said, well, I don't want to haul anything back. How's $5? I said, sold. And so anyway, in that pile were 18 of these. So my cost was 19 cents each. I sold all 18 for over $570.
Yes.
But I just got 2 returns this last week they are small. They didn't fit them. So I've got 2 more up for sale on that. But 19 cents a piece, $3.42 for 18 of them turned into over 500 and some dollars.
Yes, you did.
And shipped
nice.
First class. They are lightweight and they ship first class. Oh, and this is where the rock stars in my group came in. So I took them. I love taking show and tell to our monthly group meetings. I pulled these out. I said, I don't know whether to sell this as a whole set. And all of a sudden, Michael Freed and Pam Reed and Angela said, sell them individually. And I was like, okay, but what about the box? Some of these boxes look pretty bad. And then Pam says right away, put the worst picture up and do it that way. And that's what I did. Within one day, the next day I had an offer for 5 of them for $150. And I was like, accept. And so one day, $150. And so it took me 2 months to sell all 18. Like I said, I just got 2 back but I did put the measurements in there. And sometimes people don't know the eyeglass measurements. So I just accept returns and they're back up for sale. There's 2 of them.
Now, when you do multiple quantity listings, do you put them on multiple? But do you do multiple platforms? Because that scares me to death.
I did, but every time I sold one on eBay, I went to Etsy. Oh, I sold one on Etsy and 17 on eBay. And so I would just go change the quantity. I even had them on Mercari, and I'd have to go on the Mercari listing every time because they don't do multi-quantity.
Exactly.
So my listing.
Yep, that's where I was going.
I put the date. I would put December 1st, I have 18 pairs. And when I sold one, I'd go December 2nd, I have 17 pairs. So that's what I did. And, but anyway, so yeah, I'm going to miss them when they're gone because that was just consistent, one listing, consistent sales. Oh yes, I bought these at another church sale, about 45 for 50 cents each. So I spent $22.50. And I've got 6 left, and I just shipped 3 more out today. My sales are now over around $215. And I got a $22.50 investment in these.
For something this big.
Yes, they're easy to take pictures of, easy to list, easy to ship. I had one lady on Mercari. She probably bought, at least 7 different sets from me. And I'm selling them on Mercari and eBay.
All right, let's end with the big dog.
Oh, this one. I really didn't know what I was getting into or what I was doing, but this was my biggest Mercari sale. I was shocked it sold on Mercari, but I thought, what the heck? It's free to list there. I'm going to throw it up. I bought these on Facebook Marketplace for $60. 4 of these are Easton Press books, and Easton Press books are very well made, leather, the gold gilded edges, just very nice paper they're printed on. And I thought, well, I've sold Easton Press books before. Harry Potter's popular. I looked up the Harry Potter Easton Press books. They're all sold out on the Easton Press site. I saw one of them sold for $75. I didn't know what to sell them for, so I threw them. I thought, I came up with, I would like $300, and I added in $39 for the shipping. And that's how I came up with $339. She didn't even make me an offer. I looked at my phone one day, and it said, now, you don't get bells and whistles on Mercari. You don't get cha-ching.
No.
Yeah. And I looked at my phone, and it was like sold, and I had to do a double take. I said, these actually sold. So
Yeah.
I'm shocked about that. But anyway, that was a good sale on Mercari. So you can sell higher dollar amounts on Mercari.
Let me clean the screen off. $339.
Because I'm drooling. And the Carlton dance is what we do at every meetup whenever somebody has just a stellar off the chart sale or something just crazy happens. That's the beauty of the meetup.
Yes, and
is that we get to celebrate together. I
encourage everyone to join a meetup group, because I've learned so much from them. Every month I bring something in and I ask questions, and it really helps.
Okay, but that's not always okay. But then she also comes in, she's like, oh, well, I found these, and it's like some kind of perfume. She's like the fragrance whisperer. It's crazy, Jason, that she can find all of these perfumes and things that if I walked past a table, I probably wouldn't look twice, because it can be very nondescript, and she'll be like, this sells for $129 used. And I was like, holy crap. She was like, so I'm going to ask $119.99, and she gets it. And it blows my mind every time. And she generally doesn't, you don't really thrift. She primarily does church sales.
Yeah, I don't go to thrift stores. I used to, but I love the estate sales, church sales, and garage sales. And during the wintertime, unless there's an estate sale or something, I rarely go into thrift stores. It's rare.
My town has 3 church sales, so there must be a lot of churches in your town.
There is in Howard County, and there was a lot, and they're really good, and so I enjoy going, and it's something Mom and I enjoy doing, and she just loves it too.
I need pictures. I need pictures of you and your mom garage sale.
Her mom is so freaking adorable. I can't stand it. Plus, Jason, when we were doing the show with Katie and talking about Korea, and we did that thrifty business show, and my mind was just like Korean barbecue, Texas barbecue. I was lost. We had our meetup Christmas party here in the store 2 weeks later. JoAnne walks in with Korean food for me. Her mom is from Korea, and she's part Korean. So she brought me bulgogi. Oh my God. I cried and I overindulged, and it was wonderful. And I cooked. I called JoAnne, or I messaged her and was like, can I get that recipe? I'm going to try it. And we did it. Between Russ and I, we pulled it off, and it was delicious. And it's just another, it's just one more thing that it's not just about making money. We lose a lot when we leave the corporate world, or when we leave that 9-to-5 job. We lose that day-to-day interaction with other people. And that's really what we bring to the table. And I saw Miss Jean Rasmus in the chat.
Oh, was she in there? Hi, Jean.
Yeah, she was the one asking the question about cross-posting, or what we use. Mm-hmm. So Jean, we haven't seen you in a couple months, but we'll see you a week from Sunday, 2:00, Avon.
All right,
Buffalo Wild Wings.
I have a few more commercials. If Mom or Annette would ever send me the artwork, just be like, hey, remind me. So Mom's meetup is next Saturday, February 8th at Tiki Underground in Hudson, Ohio. It's going to be all about taking great photos, which some of y'all need some help on the thrifting board still. We've been teaching great photos forever, and there's some to just make us shake our heads. So If you're in the Ohio area, get over to my mom's meetup. The name of the group is the Ohio.
Ohio area meetup.
Ohio area eBay sellers. So that is next Saturday. We had our first board meeting last week or 2 weeks ago, last week, where we're doing a group show with the same demographic. So next month, February, is going to be single mothers. I do have a post in the Thrifting board looking for single moms who do it all. Take care of the kids, run an eBay business, maybe have a full-time job, and take care of the kids and run an eBay business. Because as a group, I want y'all to teach us how y'all do it, because there are other single mothers that will be encouraged by that. And also, what are the kind of products that single moms are looking for to buy themselves? I would have no clue. I've never been a mother nor a parent, so I have no idea. And a lot of chat tonight because of no eBay Open. Because of eBay Open, I recommend all of us go to Ecom Chicago.
Yes.
I see a lot of my friends want to go from different parts of the country. I'll be there, and not only do I speak there, we also have a Tiki Bar hangout, and there's a lot of great ones in Chicago. So there will be fun and shenanigans surrounding Ecom Chicago. So stay tuned. We'll talk about that more. And I want to thank Rick and Craig for sending this over to me, because I'll end on this.
2 dogs.
Yes, do me a favor and give us a thumbs up right down here. I love their little graphic that they gave. So if you're watching on YouTube, that arrow should be right about over with the thumbs up. Tell JoAnne how much you love her. Give her a big
love some JoAnne.
give her a big old thumbs up.
2 years into this meetup, I found out at the beginning of the show that Nita and JoAnne have come to every meetup together. I never knew that they were stepsisters.
All right. And subscribe. If you have not subscribed yet, click subscribe and click the bell.
The bell.
It lets you know when people are going live. So if you follow me, if you follow anybody else on YouTube and you forgot when the show's on, because you click the bell, it'll go, hey, Jay, Angela's about to go live on her show. So JoAnne, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
I thank your mom and your producer Debbie. She made me feel so comfortable. And Angela, thank you for everything. And hi to the Indie Meetup group. I can't wait to see you guys.
Heck yeah. If anybody has a link to our meetup group, you can throw it in the chat, or it'll be in the Thrifting board. You can find us on Facebook, Indie Area Meetup. Our profile picture looks like a red and white name tag that like my name is.
Again, like I say to my mother, Annette, why didn't you give me that information so we could be
I kind of thought that I did, but
no.
Well, I got excited about the Elvis thing, and
so Elvis threw you into a tizzy.
Pretty much for the last week, yeah, because we're getting an Elvis impersonator fan club in my little town of nothing. Hell yeah! I don't get out much.
Real quick, what JoAnne's store was. So let me bring it back up here real quick, and there it is. And My Treasure Chest 1994, because JoAnne was born in 1994.
Yes, yes.
I believe that, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
She's so youthful. She's like 25.
Is your Mercari store the same name, JoAnne?
It's Treasure My Joe. I have the word treasure in all my stores, in Etsy and Grailed and Mercari, but Mercari is Treasure My Joe.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, thank you, everyone. We had a great live audience. You guys were chatty, and it was
awesome.
It's so fun to see everyone chatting about meeting up and thrifting and going to meetups, and that just warms my heart and getting us all together, because most days it's a very solitude type business that we do. If you have no help, no assistant, it's just you by yourself. So you can once a month get to a meetup or go to one of the eBay little events, or for sure Ecom Chicago, we can all be together, learn, have fun, hang out. It's a blast. So JoAnne, thank you very much. Angela, thank you for being co-host.
You're welcome. It was so much fun.
Thanks, Angela.
Bye, JoAnne. See you next week.
Goodbye to the Hard Rock Casino. So if you have any Hard Rock Casino memorabilia, it closes in 4 days. No more Hard Rock Casino. So, we're gonna go say goodbye to it. So look in your profit piles. If you got your Hard Rock Casino stuff, get it listed, because it's in the news. All right, everybody, have a wonderful evening. And
good night, everybody.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.